recorded live from inside a Caravan storage compound. This is the Caravan Coffee and Cake Podcast. Now, let's join our hosts, John Feeney and Dan Trudgian.
So, Dan.
Bloody hell. Happy New Year, mate.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas.
Because we've got to pretend now that it's not Christmas and then we're not fed up and we're now looking forward to our visa bills for next year.
And we have no idea what day it is.
And we have no idea what day it is.
We have no idea what day it is.
And we actually haven't had a proper meal.
I had a proper meal on Christmas Day.
Did you?
Yeah, but that was about it.
I was going to have a proper meal with all my friends, but they all let me down.
Did they really?
No more of that later on anyway.
Okay.
A little bit of confession. It's not being filmed today on a caravan storage yard, like voiceover
Normal.
guy says. We are in fact on a campsite.
As you can see, we are in an awning.
We've got an awning that we've borrowed from Isabel. It's a full awning. Should get your camera out and show everybody around there, because we've also got a live studio audience. John.
Welcome to everybody. Yay!
Jesus Christ!
Do you see what we've got to work with?
Because they're bored down.
We're gonna have some audience participation in a bit.
Yep.
But we're gonna have a few things to talk about. I'm gonna be talking about planning for the year.
Yep.
We've got a video sent in from another YouTuber.
Yep.
And we also have a special guest.
We do indeed.
Usually, when we do these things, we're sat together in the storage yard,
Yep.
freezing our off, and then we go to our outside broadcast.
But today,
Special appearance
for one time only,
because he's only here
Maybe.
tonight, and can't drink because he's driving in the morning. Hide the beer, Andy. Should we introduce him then?
yes,
Hello, welcome.
live in the studio.
It's a bit of a surprise seeing you here because you've kept this from me.
Since last week. So yesterday, Dan, we'd arranged that we were going to do the podcast yesterday, and I made every excuse under the sun that we weren't going to do the podcast yesterday.
And was he cursing, Ange?
Yes.
Was he?
To the point that I got in the car and we're like, we're going out for the day.
Literally, he did. He went, "Oh, we're off to Bourne on the Water." Oh, okay then. Fine, John. That's not a problem. I was cursing. I was like,
Obviously, I knew we had a plan.
and then they came over and I was like, "Everything right, Dad?" "Yeah, why?" So today's the day we're doing the podcast. Today's date is the
29th,
of,
December.
and the year is
2019.
Yes.
What day is it?
Ooh.
Sunday.
Is it Monday?
Is it Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday.
All right.
It is that time, innit, in between Christmas and New Year, where it all just sort of merges and moulds into one day after the other, and it's just
That's why I like coming away in the caravan, because you're away usually with people you like, and you can actually do things in between that dead time that you usually just sit around watching movies like we did last night on your own, like we were last night.
I'm not going to let that go.
I'm not going to let it go.
It was a nice surprise, though. Look.
Just let me alone. I was crying, John.
I-
But you can spend time with people you like, you love, and, and it's great because you certainly with caravan.
Well, this is what we said in the last episode, wasn't it? This is the whole thing about winter caravanning: is getting away. It's dry outside. It's a bit chilly at night, but
Absolutely.
you get everybody together, have a few beers, have a chat, and I'm looking at the audience for participation. They're supposed to be going. Stick the applause. Hang on.
Do you know we've got. Listen to that. We've got audience participation.
Yeah.
From where I'm sat, it looks like a doctor's surgery waiting room.
Let's have a little look and see what it looks like from your perspective. So we have a camera. We have Damien. We have Tiff. We have Kate. We have Rob. We have Ange. We have Kelly. We have Andy, and we have Sarah, and another camera.
She who has never
And then
been filmed.
and then the talent.
So anyway, I'm going to be talking about planning for the year ahead because we're now in the new year.
Yep.
We obviously got a full 12 months ahead of us. We've got annual leave waiting to use up from Angela's work, and we've planned and booked nothing.
Have you not booked anything?
Well, we've booked one, and we just don't know what to do because usually we're quite keen and we're quite well, traversed with these things. We go, we're going to go here, we're going to go here, we're going to go here. So I was going to ask you, how do you go about planning where you're going over the next 12 months?
Eeny, meeny, miny. No, to be fair, we do similar. We look at the school holidays. So February, although I've not booked anything, February half term is my one. So I'm off with the kids. Sarah will be at work, and it will be. I roughly know where I'm going. I just haven't booked it yet.
Okay.
And then for summer holidays, but a lot of it is just last minute. I don't know if not last minute, but. I mean, Andy, you'll probably want to ask on this one. The big summer holidays. I mean, this year, or last year, it was Spain. Yeah. The year before, it was France.
We tend to, I think, plan our summer holiday first because that uses the most amount of leave for me. Obviously, Kate with her job, we've got to go out on school holidays anyway. Yeah. So the summer holiday usually is what we want to book first, and then see how. And it's usually summer and then Easter. Yeah. And then what else fits in around it? Try and tag on annual leave to bank holidays to get the most out of it. Time off.
I think we all do that. Yeah.
Do you book your holidays based upon what the family wants to achieve? So when Tom was at home, I would ask the family, what sort of holiday do you want? Do you want a beach holiday? Do you want an adventure holiday? Do you want to go away to like a wooded area? Do you want to go to a city somewhere? And I would ask them, and we would always plan based upon what people wanted. So one of the ones notable was North Wales, that nobody could decide on anything, so we just went to North Wales, where we were by a beach, we were up the mountains, we were in some wooded areas, we were doing lots of different things, and it was it's still for me one of the best holidays we ever had. One of the cheapest actually as well.
So we went surfing, we tried surfing was it October, sir?
Yeah.
So we tried surfing October last year.
Did you manage to stand up?
No.
So surfing was great, but you were crap at it.
Yes, but I can see that I could get better.
Right.
Sarah, however, I had to drag her out. So we hired a wetsuit. Hired a wetsuit each. Hired a surfboard, and off we went. Kids had their own wetsuits. They were in the water, loving it. They had their life preservers on, so we took it in turns. One of us looking after the kids, and then one practicing drowning. Yeah. And it was great fun, and because it was at the end of the year, our friends told us the later you leave it in the season, actually the seawater is warmer because it's had all season to warm up. So they were bang on. It was lovely in there, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't 20-30 degrees in there, but it was bearable. So we said for summer this year we're thinking, where are we thinking? Cornwall.
That'd be nice. Because no one visits Cornwall in the summer.
No. Nobody's going to be there. It's going to be empty. The beach is going to be clear. The waves are going to be amazing, and we're just going to. But no, that's at the moment. That's what we're thinking. So although we haven't booked anywhere yet, we've sort of planned that we're going to go somewhere in and around the Cornwall area and spend a week, 10 days surfing.
Awesome.
Yeah, the traffic could be brilliant as well.
Go early.
We'll go early. Well, you know what? I'll get up 4 o'clock Saturday morning or Sunday morning.
Go Thursdays.
And just go. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. With the leave, we say right. That's when our holiday starts. It's a Thursday. Yeah. Boom. Let's go down. We'll have the week down.
Do you know why Thursdays?
No.
So you get midweeks to midweeks, or Wednesday to Wednesdays. So that's when most people come and go on Wednesdays, and then you get your Saturdays changeover days as well.
All right.
So if you go Thursdays, generally speaking, nobody goes in and out of Cornwall on a Thursday.
All right. Okay.
That's the best time. Whenever we used to go back down home, that's when we used to go Thursday night.
Yeah.
Do it in 3 hours, door to door.
Until this podcast goes out and everyone will go on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Such a massive influence.
Yeah.
The whole swathe of people who
that's
go
it.
down the M5.
Well, Dad said let's go on the Thursday, so let's go Thursday, Maureen.
Maureen.
I don't know why that flipping came from, I'm sure.
Who's she?
She's Bob's wife.
We need to have a talk. Whoops.
We've been to France the last how many years? 5.
Yeah.
And we'd always kind of done that, and then in 2019 we wanted to go to Spain to try something different, and having experienced the weather,
was it a bit of a trek though? From a towing point of view, was it a bit of a so I know on your video you said that the kids behaved themselves
and that wasn't
almost
BS.
impeccably.
That actually was the case. Completely was the case. Yes and no, really. We got loads of comments, people saying, "Oh, you should have done it this way," or "Why didn't you do it this way?"
Yeah.
And of course, we looked into everything beforehand, and people forget that the ferry from Portsmouth to northern Spain is 1,200 quid with a discount.
It's a lot of dollar, isn't it?
So, I mean, it was 700 the way we did it.
Yeah.
But
so remind, because not many people from my channel know you. You know, there's only a few people that obviously subscribe to us. So you went to Spain. What part of Spain did you go to?
We went to just outside Girona. So it's about an hour up the coast from Barcelona.
Okay.
And people assume that if you go to Bilbao or Santander, it's a short drive because it looks small on a globe. Everywhere looks,
It looks small.
not far on a globe.
Oh, it's only about an inch.
But
That'll take a couple of
hours. What people
hours.
don't understand is that it's a 4.5 hour drive at least. Sorry, no, it's still 450 miles from Bilbao to get to where we were.
Wow.
If you were to go straight south,
Yeah.
like potentially we're looking at this year,
Yeah.
you can do, if you travel 4.5 hours south, you get a lot further. So you're miles past. Where did I say we were going to go?
Bilbao? No.
No, I don't know. I don't listen to you.
Where are we going to go?
When this year?
Next year.
This year.
This year.
This year.
2020.
Valencia.
Valencia's quite
Valencia.
a long way past Barcelona. Of course, if you're going through Spain, that's obviously a lot further. But the reality was 450 miles is about a day's drive.
Yeah.
Towing a caravan,
Yeah.
certainly with kids as well. You know, if you're in a motorhome and you're bombing along at 80 miles an hour, you can cover that ground
So how
much quicker.
How long did you drive and then have a stop? And then, because I'm quite interested in how long you drove for, pulling in, then how long your stop was.
Well, so you're similar to me though. For your job,
we drive.
you drive.
I drive for a living.
Yeah. So
the longest stint we did, I think, was about 4.5 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
Tank.
Maybe not 5. Basically, a tank of fuel.
I would have done the same. Yeah.
We hadn't intended that, had we? We just so happened that they were happy doing what they were doing.
Excuse me.
And so we tended to, in France, we left about 8-9 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't get to our site till maybe 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It's funny because I used to be on the road all the time as well, and I used to just drive and never stop and just get out of the other end. And my wife, who's got a bladder the size of a walnut, would absolutely scream at me if we just said, "Just pull over, for goodness sakes! Think of the children." You know, obviously,
we came back from Durham on Boxing Day, and we did that in one hit, and that was over 200 miles. We didn't stop.
We do the same. I mean,
I would, if I was doing that from a work perspective, I would stop and normally get out.
See, when we go north, I think the place I target when we go north, the place I target for our first stop is around Stoke. That's the first stop for us, and then wherever. Yeah, beautiful services. Let's move on
There's
from
a
that.
good comedian sketch about Knutsford services.
Let's move on from that. That's where you meet Dave Brown, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Who was it? Oh, good stuff.
What was it again? Thunderbox. Yeah, still. I'll bring it up again. Still don't know what. That was
Never
hilarious.
heard of a Thunderbox. Oh well.
Do know.
Well, that's good then. So that's interesting. And so basically, what I've learned from this is nobody really plans; they just wing it.
I know there's a certain.
We
want
to go back to the heat, I think.
You want to go back to the heat?
Yeah.
Cool.
There we go. Well, there you go. That's my talky bit over and done with. Which I had sod all interaction in, so thanks for that. It's good.
all right.
Like that, as per usual. It's good. Like it. Yeah.
So the last podcast, like the first one, went down really, really well. So again, thank you everybody for tuning in, watching, listening, and for all your great comments. So what we wanted to do on this one is pass the comments out to the audience, let them have a flick through, and pick some of their favourite comments out, and we'll respond to that.
Okay.
We'll just
Slightly nervous about this. Okay, let's do this. Okay, all right. So voiceover guy, off you go.
It's time for some user comments. Swear jar at the ready, boys.
John, in the guise of continuity,
yeah. What?
well, you're going to have to look two things.
Yeah.
In the form of continuity, you're going to have to take the head torch off.
Yeah.
But can I ask you, why did you decide to get yourself a head torch?
Because on the last podcast, Mr. Andy Morley, on his list of usable and useful items to get somebody who is a caravanner or motorhomer at Christmas, one particular item was a head torch. And guess what I got for Christmas?
You wear it well, John.
Thank you. Who's up for the first comment?
I think Damo.
Damo.
Here we have Joe Healy
Yep.
commenting on his last film. It says, Dan, your mate in the caravan looks just like Eddie Hitler from The Young Ones. No idea
saying,
who
Joe?
that one is.
So thanks for the comment, Joe.
I don't know who you're talking about though.
Okay.
Well, you're too young, were you?
Too
Have
young.
you not seen the reruns?
There's loads of comments as well.
I like the one, there's several,
Yeah.
about Andy's headphones, which if I'd read them earlier, I might have bought him some for Christmas.
Explain what was the deal with those crusty headphones?
They're not crusty. They've got like a, it's like a fake leather surround over the headphone, which has gone brittle because they're old.
Crusty.
As you said.
When's your birthday?
In March.
There we go.
So Simon Baxter says, Dan, if you haven't already, can you do a video on the different types of awning pegs, pitch surfaces, and why we all swear so much trying to get the two to work together?
That's a really good idea, and I tell you what, we will do that one because it was a video I had planned way back, but you know, got waylaid onto other topics.
Obviously, we really want you to get involved with the comments and comment down below. We do read all of them, and yeah, some of them will make them into the next podcast, but we do read and react to all of them. So thank you everybody for commenting on the last couple of podcasts.
So we had a video sent in
Yes.
from another YouTuber,
Yep.
Martin from the Caravan Nuts.
Yep.
And he's put a really lovely video together for us,
He has
and he
indeed.
asks us a question.
Hi Dan, John and Andy. Hope you've had a good Christmas and a very merry New Year. For those that don't know me, my name's Martin. I have a caravan YouTube channel, The Caravan Nut. Very similar to kind of thing that Dan does, but with a northern accent. Now then, a question for you. Have you had any caravan fails? Quite a while ago when we first started caravanning, myself and Angela decided that we would go away for a weekend on our own, which was very rare. We dropped our two daughters off at the grandparents and then came up to the caravan storage to pick the caravan up. It was late November, it was very dark when we came to the caravan storage, and we started to hitch the caravan up. I backed the car up to the caravan, took all the locks off and then started to connect the caravan up. It started to rain. Now this rain was northern rain, it was sideways, it was horrible. It was dark, I couldn't see properly, so I was trying to lower the caravan down onto the car and it just wasn't working, it wouldn't happen. I swore quite a bit, and while Angela was sat in the car nice and dry, I got back into the car and said to Angela, it just won't work, it won't connect to the caravan, this stupid caravan, I wish we'd never bought it, effing this, effing that, it's going to spoil our weekend. So I got back outside and thought I'll lower it down again and see what's happening, lifted the handle up, lowered it down, it was right above there and it just wouldn't go on, and I could not get the caravan on, and I could hear Angela shouting, have you taken the ball out? Well, then it kind of clicked. The safety ball. What I'd done is I'd wound the caravan down, and what I had done is push the safety ball up so that the tow bar was squashed between the tow bar and the mechanism, and it would not connect to the caravan. I was absolutely wet through. I lifted it up, took this out and then connected it back up, no problem, and then we went away and had a fantastic weekend. So my question to you is, have you had a caravanning fail, and if so, what was it? Thanks, see you soon, bye.
Right, listen, I've got something I need to ask you. We're talking about funny fails in the caravan, and I've got a couple of stories I'd like to tell, but there is one particular fail that I want to talk about from my youth, but I need your permission in order to talk about. And you know what I'm going to talk about, don't you, Dad?
I've got two.
Two. We're not talking about.
Well, at least two.
We're not talking about the. We're not talking about the beach incident.
No.
I want to know
Okay.
about the beach incident now.
We're talking about France.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, am I all right to talk about that one?
You have my permission, yes, but can you delete my name from it somehow?
Well, Dad.
It wasn't me.
Well, it was you and everybody. Okay, look, I tell you, I'm going to hang up now and I'm going to tell ladies and gentlemen and the audience and all the world about this particular incident. Okay.
I'm changing my name. I'm moving out of the area. I'm changing country. I'm changing anything to do with me and the caravan.
So the year is 1983, 4, 5. It's early 80s. Okay. We just travelled all the way through France. My dad had a Mark V Cortina. There's another story about that. That's hilarious. Mark V Cortina, and I think it was the Midnight Blue one. It was a blue one. It was a 1.6 GL.
GL.
Yeah, Dad was doing all right. Yeah. We had a Swift Corvette Caravan. It was a 5-berth. It's 14 foot long, weighed as much as the house. We travelled all the way through France, and we were just arriving at our site. And if you imagine, we were in convoy with friends of ours, just over the site, and the Dad needed to go around a corner to get onto the site. Now, French sites are quite narrow, and there was a particular gentleman out the front of his caravan with a barbecue, and he would not move his barbecue in order to allow us to get round. And so my dad, being slightly emotional, hot-headed, irrational,
Nothing like you. Skipped a generation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's my son, completely my son. He tried to manoeuvre the caravan around a big oak tree with a couple of low-lying branches, which he misguidedly and misjudged and pushed the caravan into a branch and bent half the caravan out as he went round.
No.
So Dad, being Dad, said, "Oh, bloody hell. What have I done? Gosh." Got everybody to help unhook the caravan and the car apart, push the caravan back, wheel it around. And of course, Dad, being really level-headed, was just not flapping and going.
Completely unlike what you would have done.
Slammed the caravan back onto the car, got into the car, put it in first, floored it, went down the campsite, only to look into his mirror. And I still remember, because I was in the back of the car, and I still remember seeing the caravan do this as Dad had pulled away, disconnected the caravan off the tow ball. The caravan boom, boom, like that, and buried the A-frame deep into the soil.
No way.
Dad put on the anchors, the car going like this, all the way back up to. Oh my God! And there's my mum saying,
"How old are you? Sorry."
I was 80. I would have been 8, 9, and all I can remember seeing is my mum going, John, stop it!" And my dad there going, "Jesus fucking Christ!" Dave and Pearl were there going, "Oh my God, John, shut up, John!" Everybody's going, "John."
This caravan larking is so relaxing, isn't it?
I say it's a funny fail because we never let him live it down. We never the repair bill for the caravan was outrageous.
Oh, no.
They had to take half the caravan side off and put another side on. I always remember the seam on the side of the caravan, but we had that caravan for years. And it wasn't
because he couldn't sell it.
No, because the chassis was
So that was your father's
fail.
So
that was
have you had a fail?
Or I think leaving the steadies down and using the motor mover. I think that was a particularly good one.
Yeah.
Got all the way to North Wales.
What, with the steadies down?
No, not with the steadies down. not like just here, just now. No.
I think it may have ground a little bit off it.
Did you just now?
Let's move.
Okay.
We got all the way to North Wales. It was a 7-hour drive. I was very tired, and the only pitch available was like that.
Yeah.
So you couldn't line yourself up level with one side, and by the time I put the caravan on without the motor mover, thank you, it wasn't lined up correctly, so we couldn't get the awning on. So we said, let's put the motor mover on, we'll wiggle it around.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking, and I just started moving the caravan whilst one corner steady was still down. And Angela, my darling wife, was very delicately trying to vocalise to me, because everybody was watching me make a complete tit of myself.
Which is that part of the fun of it, isn't it? Whenever somebody new comes on site, does everybody else have a little peer out the window, or you just I'm just going to go and take the dog for a quick walk?
I usually announce it to Angela and say, "All right, Ange, we've got some entertainment here," and then get outside with a cup of coffee and sit and watch. And I was manoeuvring the caravan, and Angela was going, "Stop, Daniel, stop!" And Angela, I'm trying to move the bloody caravan now. Stop! The fucking daddies are talking, stupid idiot! So, because then you can see Angela doing that, can't you?
Yeah.
And you can see me saying, yeah, exactly. And I was just stood there going, what? Oh, the steadies it out. Anyway, I bent one of the legs out. It was sold like that, so congratulations to the new owner of that one. That's why that one sticks a bit.
Sticks a bit,
yeah. That was my funny fail.
I haven't really got a funny fail. I don't know about you guys. When you empty the toilet, I normally...
I've got a funny fail from only a week ago.
I don't know about the rest of you, but when I empty the toilet, I announce to the world, I'm emptying the toilet, nobody use the toilet. Go into the van, kids, don't use the toilet. Go out, do the thing, do the walk of shame, empty, come back. And I came back, where were we? We were at Sanford, and I'd come back and it was everywhere.
It's
I've got to be
horrible.
honest. And I was like, who the has had a in the toilet?
That is shit.
That would have been better. Well, no, it wouldn't have been better. No, it wouldn't have been better. Well, I don't know about you. On our Bailey, there's a little plastic thing, like a lid that comes off, and then there's a recess about this deep.
That's where the carbon charcoal filter goes for when you add in the vent add-on.
Yes. No, I have seen that. Yeah. But we didn't have that charcoal vent because that would have helped.
We had that. Tom used the toilet whilst the cassette was out, and it was just full of pee.
Oh, it was everywhere.
It was horrible.
And
the smell never goes.
I'm normally quite a there relaxed person.
There seems to be there's a trend and a theme going here.
Just take it in my stride, not a problem at all. But oh my god, I went mental.
Do you think I get like that?
Well, me telling you hurry up to go.
Yeah, it was today.
Yeah.
To be fair, Kate, the number of times he's phoned me up and he said, I've just had a massive ding dong with Kate. She won't listen to me. She doesn't bloody get me. Oh, I don't know. No, I think the marriage is off. Andy, all you were doing reversing into a pitch. Yeah, but Dad, she doesn't get it.
I don't know about you as well, but when
she stands where I can't see her, for God's sake.
Why doesn't she speak up, for God's sakes?
When you're trying to line the ball up.
What does left mean, for God's sakes?
Sarah does this. Does Kate do the same? When you're at the back, I've seen Ange. Ange is very right back this way. Sarah, and so you can see that way, and I've seen it. Whereas I don't know if Kate.
Sarah's reaction.
Sarah does this. So she's not in eye line anywhere, and then she does this. And I swear, she does that. And the kids have got the music on, I'm like, the radio, I'm like, shut up, I can't see anything. And then she's doing this. Get back a bit. I'm like, where am
We have a camera now. I don't have to do any of that.
Oh, that's what I need.
The funniest direction Angela gives me when I'm reversing. I'll tell you what, you should talk about your perspective for this on the audio only bit in a minute. But the funniest direction is when I'm reversing up to the caravan and Angela says, okay, you need to come back. You need to come back. And I'm sat in the car going, well, of course. I need to come back. But which f***ing direction, woman? Yeah. No, back. Back.
As in
back.
Straight back.
We don't say that, do you? Because I'm in the car with the radio up.
You can't hear me.
What?
Which is why I do that.
You need to come back, Daniel. Back.
But at least that's a good gesture of back. Sarah's version would be...
No, I do that.
Do you know what? Genuinely, and I'm not saying this to blow smoke up Angela's thingamajig. Angela is absolutely spot on, and because we know exactly, so she'll say back, this way, and I can even sell by the extremity of how she's saying, no, you need to go a lot further over that way, and then when I'm getting close, she goes that way. That way.
Oh, a little bit.
And she and I know, and she goes.
But when he's on one, I go.
It's true, and I end up hitching somebody else's bloody caravan.
Yeah. So Sarah's little moves are like, and then I'm like, yeah, the ball's here and the caravan's here. I'm like, I feel
sexual, this isn't it? All of a sudden.
What?
No, Angela's very good. She says, no, I think you can do it from there. That's fine, and a little bit off.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, what's your funny fail then?
I had one. I think it was on Christmas Day, actually, wasn't it? Text you both to tell you what had happened. You remember?
No. You didn't text us then?
I texted you to say Merry Christmas, and I've just had
splashback.
The splash.
Oh yes, the splashback
From the toilet cassette onto my face.
So what would your great friend John send to you? A laughy smiley face saying, "I shouldn't laugh, but."
Did I compare you to a Smurf?
Yeah, you did.
I did. Yeah,
you look like a Smurf.
Does you look like a
How
Smurf?
did that happen? Was it in the
solids in the cassette?
Thanks, kids.
Yeah. Bless them.
And the toilet was where you had to dispose of was not great, and it was a lot of water. Something heavy. Blop.
Blop.
Oh, it's on my face!
It's in my eyes!
Luckily, it wasn't on my lips. I mean, if it had been on my lips, I think I might have just put my fingers down. But it was.
Right, I think that's the end of our video portion of the run.
Yeah.
I think what we should do now,
Turn the cameras off.
leave the mics open, and let's have some vloggers' wives again, because that went down quite well last time with Kelly and Angela drunk in her kitchen without Sarah, because Sarah was elsewhere.
She was texting.
Texting, like she is now. She's not paying attention. You were not there.
She's waiting to be able to listen.
Well, you're in this one now. Yeah. And we've got Kate with us as well. We've got Andy, the vlogger's wife, or the blogger. We'll just call you a wife. So
Who's not saying anything.
No, so we've got one half of the stalwarts.
Yep.
Your better half.
Yep.
Andy's better half.
Yep.
Angela. And Damien's better half.
I got to be honest, I need a wee.
So right, let's say goodbye now.
Right, so thank you for joining us on this podcast. We'd like to hear your comments below. Lovely to have Andy live in the studio. Big round of applause
From the audience.
Well done, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And we'll
see you
in the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
The Caravan Coffee and Cake Podcast has been a Crocs and Socks production. Hosted by John Feeney, Andy Morley, and Dan Trudgian. This podcast is available via iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and TuneIn, with the video version on YouTube. For more information about this podcast or the hosts, click on the notes for this episode. Thanks for listening.